Hi everybody, it's Alisa Murray here, and I wanted to share a DIY with you today. I know that you guys have been watching me in the garden, and a lot of times we find a bunch of critters are getting in there and trying to nibble on our vegetables, and especially our lettuces, and the small leaves that we put in the ground as they come off the seedlings. And so what I've discovered is a really cool way of keeping those critters off the ground is creating what we call stinky bombs. And they're really easy to make. I'm going to show you what you need. All you're going to really need is some bamboo that you can pick up at the grocery store. You're going to need these little guys that come whenever you go get takeout, but you can buy them in bulk. You can get them online. You can also get them at Walmart, I think. And then, of course, you're going to need a hole puncher and your glue gun. And then the stuff that makes it stinky is the mixture of mothballs or moth flakes and cayenne pepper. And probably about, I guess, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, we had a bunch of deer eating our agapanthus in the front yard. And I sprinkled cayenne pepper just directly on the agapanthus, and they stopped eating it. So I know that this works. I have a parameter set up, and you'll see that in the garden as well, of the stinky bombs around my watermelon and cantaloupes right now, because they're little tiny little seedlings that have gone in, and they're in the open space, and I don't want the rabbits and the deer and anything else to go up there and nibble whenever I'm not keeping an eye on it at night. So I'm going to show you how to make them. They're really easy. You just take one of these guys and you punch holes in it, and I want you to make sure when you punch the hole that you punch it underneath this lip, because when you put them in the ground, this will keep the rain from going into your mixture, and it'll keep it where it'll last longer. You can always go back in if you want to and refill these, but you know, it just sort of keeps you from having to do a whole lot of extra work. If you put it in the middle, that stuff's going to run out, and it's not going to last as long. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's about 4 or 5 holes. That's all you're going to need, just enough to get that scent out there around those little seedlings, and they smell it and they don't go anywhere near it. They don't like the way it smells. So you just keep going like this all the way around. Like that. Sometimes that little hole puncher doesn't want to get out of there. We go. And here's another one. You just punch all the way around. Leave a little bit of space in between those holes. That's good. Okay, so you see you've got all those holes punched. Now what you're going to do is a little bit tricky, because you've got to balance this bamboo onto this little container, and you've got to set it up against something so that it doesn't fall, and you've got to let it set. So this one's already been done. I did a few before I started doing this video for y'all, but you need to find something tall enough that you can just set them up there once you get done. And this is what they look like when they're finished, but I'm going to continue to do these other two so that we're just going to get done with this project together today. You just put that on like that and stick that on like that. And these two got stuck together. And here's another one that I think, yeah, that one's done too. Doesn't take them very long, guys, to get set up. Don't worry if they fall over. As long as you get them set up right before that glue dries, you'll be good. And you take another bamboo stick, stick it in that glue. And this one's done too. And slide it over there. Now, I'll turn this over here so that you can see what I'm doing. So this is really stinky. I'm just going to tell you, it is stinky. But what you want to do is you want to get, and I recommend keeping all this stuff bagged up, because you can smell it even through this bag. But what you want to do is you want to take it, turn it upside down like this. And you're going to take a spoonful of the moth flakes. And I'm going to tell you to go ahead and put a cap on that for just a second. And flip it over. And do all the ones that you can first, like this. And that's all you need too. It's just one of those plastic spoons that came from the takeout. Don't use your regular stuff that you normally would eat off of. Whoopsie daisy, I made a mess here. Okay, here's that and that. And then here's another one. Take a little spoonful and stick it in there like that. Put the top on it. All right, now let me show you what you do next. And normally I would just have this probably put into 2 bowls, but I really wanted you to see the amount of how much I want you to put in each one, because me mixing it up and showing it to you already mixed up is not going to do you any good. You need to be able to see how much to stick in there. So it's 1 spoonful of the mothball flakes, and then do another spoonful, a really good spoonful of the cayenne pepper, just like that. Okay guys, can you see that? It's just like that. So the mothball flakes are on the bottom and the cayenne pepper is actually on the top. And so this is what we call a stinky bomb. So I'm going to continue to make the rest of these stinky bombs. I've got 8 to make, and then we'll go out and stick them in the garden. I'll show you how to do that too. All right, everybody, we're out in the Sweet Life garden, and I've got my stinky bombs, and as you can see, I've started putting them down near my peas and near my tomato plants. And all you do is you just take these guys and you stick them right in the garden, just like that. And that's it. That's all you have to do. I hope this has helped you learn about how to keep those critters out of your garden. It's Alisa Murray, living your sweet life.